Alright, Chapter 22, Storage Containers Handling Equipment, Section 1, Packaged Petroleum Product with the fuel with the packaged petroleum with the not the same with the packaged petroleum fuels, or as packaged petroleum fuels. Both are description below with Appendix H with the provided standard reference to the various petroleum containers. Packaged petroleum product with the lubricant grease with the hydraulic fluids or the other special product with the habit pack of the procurement source of the received directly with the vendor, issued with the general supply depot of the supplying point, following military strip. Packaged petroleum fuel with the included fuel responsible reusable containers of 500 gallons or 11 container used often 5-gallon cans, 55-gallon drums, 500-gallon collapsible drums fuel with the used issued buckily with the needed transfer of the bulk fuel with the package with the container dependent on the operational factors as quantities required with the daily operation capability of the unit to receive the store fuel with existing bulk distribution system tactical situation. 5-gallon fuel can container either to issue small quantities of the fuel. More complete description is given below. Your 5-gallon fuel can shown figure 21.1 and 22.3 and 20 is made of a 20-gauge steel sheet with a weight body with a clunch for the bottom of the chine with a double seam with a head weld at the top of the body fitted with the 3 carrying handle with the 2-inch threaded lens for the closure assembly. The vent tube is welded with the underside with the head with the connected with a small vent hole with the flange of the vent makes the product flow freely with the pour from the can. Can is closed with a 3 plug with a screw with it into the flange plug with attached for the can by swivel wire with a swivel wire wraps. A connector link with a copper pink with a fitted with a synthetic rubber with a gasoline resistant gasket plug to remove the flange flask. Flexible stop shown figure 21.1 and 21.2. Be put in place with the pour product with it can help and then cap of the screen that can be screwed in the end of the spout screen out of gross sediment. Use of the 5-gallon can be issued and issue small quantity of the fuel using useful with the conditions such as the containers inspection. There are a number of checks that you make with the 5-gallon cans or shippable check with the discussed below. Paint condition check with the condition of the paint on each can. Mark the can if needed to be painted. Dents check with the number of the depth of the dents on each can. The count can no more than 6 dents in each of the less than 1/2 of the inch of the tape. You can use the can without repairing it. If you count no more than 4 dents, each less than 1.5 inch dents, you can use the debris damp that can be removed without weakening with the metal with the container construction. Reject with the non-repairable when dents are over 1.5 inch long with the representative above along the chime. The dents have been cut with the metal rupture of the dents exceed with the number of the depth of the limit set above. For contamination, check with the interior each of the general cleanliness. Check cans contain removal of the contaminants that should be cleared thoroughly before they are used. Label can be non-repairable to contain the residual asphalt, tar with a similar substance that can be removed. Rust. Check inside and outside each of the can for the rust. Cans moderate exterior rust repairable with the buff with the sandblast or rust off without weakening with the metal. Label can be non-repairable if there is greater deal with the rust on the outside. The inside of the must be free of loose of the rust. For it is you label that the can as non-repairable so that much of the rust inside that can remove it, and solvent caused with it was hinge holes. Check for the carefully hole with the hole rupture anywhere on the can except the handle. Something makes it non-repairable. Flange. Check for the condition of flange on each can. Make sure they securely seated the end of the flange thread with a good condition. Cans gross and stripped. Cross-stripped and rusted warm flange threads classified as non-repairable. Filter plug gasket, swivel the wire. Check each can for the missing defective filter plug, gasket, swivel the wire, making sure marks to show that they repair needs. Vent tube, check for the condition of vent tube at each of them. Check for the clogged vent tube. Use the can. Broken, missing vent tubes are emergency. Handle assembly. Check for the condition of the handle assembly. You can also use the hole dents and rips in the handle for the carry without hurting your hands. The handles will repair mark with the repair is needed to clarify the cans with missing, broken, and badly smashed handles non-repairable. Cleaning the cans must be thoroughly inspected before and after cleaning with the cans with solvent around the inside along with the drains of waste of the fuel with the container method to remove the most of the residual products and other fan material with the can. Filling the 5 gallons can shown 21 and 22 and 24 on page 22.4 must be filled with a level about between 1/4 and 3/4 of the inch below the lowest bot point with a closable thread. The cans hold approximately 5.14 gallons of the product when filled with the highest level of 1/4 of the inch below the lowest point with a closure thread. Marking. All markings of 5-gallon cans should be 3/4 of an inch letters in place of the marking on the can shown figure 23. 22, page 22.4. Our 50-gallon steel drum, 50-gallon steel drum issue for the lubricating oil into the unit that cannot be handled with a carried like 5-gallon can. Description: 55-gallon drum shown figure 22.4 on page 22.5. It's made with either 16 or 18 gauge hot rolled sheet with rolling hips, hoops, and enable the exterior finish for the down. Drum heads are held with a cylindrical body with double chimes or 16-inch gauge drum. A reinforced strip sheet, steel with a inset with a figure 24.4 on page 22.5. Two flange closure of the 2-inch plug with a 3/4 inch plug vent with a mount within the top of the head of each of the drum. 16-gauge drum that is more durable with an 18-gauge drum that can be reused. 16-gauge drum can be identified with the letter O embossed with the head of the drum. 18-gauge is properly disposable shipping container. Product dispensing with a 55-gallon hand for the pump with a 2-inch for the closure of the drum. Unloader suction stub should be connected to the suction hose properly driven. Assembly to empty of the drum in this horizontal position. Drum fastener can be installed with a 3/4 inch closure of the drum with a small quantity of the product. 55 gallons are authorized capacity. 4 gallons for fuel. Flash point of lower 80 degrees Fahrenheit. 55-gallon fuels are flash point of 80 degrees higher than 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Closure contains with the thread flange of the press for the drum head, male thread plug, synthetic rubber gasket, multiple closure for the one drum show with the same type of the reek and the reeker plug screwed into the Troisier plug flange and vice versa will use likely. Two designs not the same in the part one cannot be used with the part of the other. The plug gasket must match the flange shown in 22.5 on page 22.5. Use: the 55-gallon drum is used with issue fuel and lubricating oils using units that can be used with the more situation. However, that can be used with the terrain tactical situation necessary to fuel with the containers and hand corrected. Inspection: the number specified checks that should be made with the 55-gallon drums can be used with the check with the discussed below. Initial inspection: quiz most economical way to inspect with the drum is to check with the obvious for the major defects which may be major, make the drum non-repairable. The great amount of rust inside and outside, badly bent-shaped damage, either flange, manholes, large holes, residue, all fault, tar, similar substance that cannot be removed. Detailed inspection: if you find no defects during the initial inspection, give the drum a second or more detailed inspection, ensure that each of the drum meets serviceability standards in table 22.1 on page 22.6. Alright, show the spout screen, the cam lever plug, can fitted with a flexible nozzle spout, swivel wire link, plug, counterpin handles, head, body, and chime. Lowest point of the closure thread, half-inch below the lowest one closure thread. Vapor space product, 5-gallon. Nomenclature: NATO code number, filling date, front view, weight or volume of contents, and that's the 3/4 inch plug, top head, 2-inch plug, hoop, body, chimes, 16-inch gauge drum head and body, across the 18-inch gauge drum and body, reinforcement and body. Reclosure, treasure closure plug, gasket, drum head, flange, drain hole, and flange. Table 22, minimum standard serviceability, 55-gallon drums, body, chime, flange, head, hoops, inside weld. Alright, cleaning. The drums must be cleaned with the method that's described and with a can for the cleaning of the drum and inspect for the external extension lightened to ensure the inside with the clean with the free with the rough with the fine settlement with the crumb drain. Again, the described above. If it's still not clean, classify the unserviceable where you are sure whether the drums are clean and free with the wires plugged, but put bung plugs, vent plugs, and basket back into place. Insert with the tightening of the plug with the drums unless they are going to fill with immediate. If you store the drums temporarily, tighten the plugs by hand. If you store them for a long time, tighten the plugs with a wrench. Filling. To make sure that there's enough vapor space within a 55-gallon drum with only 54 gallons of light product of 55-gallon heavy product can be put in each drum with a light product with the one choice give the flammable vapors below 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Heavy product is one with the give the only flammable vapors at 80 degrees above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. If there's no metering device, filling the drums at the level shown in figure 22.6 on page 22.8. If you're going to put 54 gallons on product, the drum filled with level 2 inches below the head. If you're going to put 55 gallons onto a product in the drum, fill it 1/2 inches below the head. And markings of 55-gallon drum should be at least 3/4 of an inch. Mark over the top of the drum is shown in figure 22.7 on page 22.9. The 500-gallon liquid fuel collapsible fabric drum. 500-gallon collapsible fabric drum can be supplied with fuel isolated ground truth, can be towed in short distance truck and carried by trucks and carried by aircraft. Description: 500-gallon collapsible drum shown in figure 22.8 on page 22.9 is non-vented container made of fabric impregnated with fuel-resistant synthetic rubber, cylindrical rubber body of the 4-ply fabric, convex ends of the simplex fabric, Product has been closure plate. Each of the end of the plates are tied together inside of the drum with the support cables so that they do not expand. The length of the drum is filled. When the drum is filled, the exposure of the plate with a swivel the ring with two anchor channel with a lift swing with a towing with a lifting yoke. If it can be attached to shackle, it can also be used to tie a drum into the vehicle. The drum is filled with empty with a 1.5 inch quick coupling elbow coupler valve, check valve adapter in front with a closure plate. Pressure control is with the filter operation 1.5 inch discharge hose with a control attached to the elbow coupler valve with the pressure control. Not use the hose pumping assembly attached directly with the elbow coupler valve. Phil's drum is about 5 foot 2 inches long, 4 foot 5 inches in diameter. It weighs about 4,000 pounds. Designed with a regular working pressure of 4 to 5 psi, top working pressure of 45 psi. Collapsed drums are moved with the truck. With each drum is used only one type of the repair kits. Of 500-gallon collapsible drums can be used to make temporary repairs. Pressure control. With the pressure control, you to keep the pumping too much for the fuel. With the non-vented collapsible drum, too much fuel could cause the drum rupture. For information filling with the collapsible drum, you with the pressure control. See Chapter 19, page 22.9, page 2210, and show the preferential control in 2210 on page 2210. Show the connected filling drum. Elbow coupler shown figure 2211. The page 2211 has 2-inch cam locking female coupling connecting the drum, 1.5-inch cam locking female connecting to the hose. Fair system includes elbow coupler with 2-inch fitting of the connecting of the hose, elbow coupler of the valve, the shutoff flow of the fuel in and out of the drum. Emergency repair kit. The emergency repair kit, even the temporary repairs only. For detailed information, see Chapter 12. Our show for the 1.5-inch vapor spray for 55 gallons heavy product, 2-inch vapor spray for 54 gallons light product, and then that's your fill level of the 55-gallon drum. Nomenclature, NATO code, weight, and the volume of the contents, filling, ding, top head, fill the 500-gallon collapsible drum. Storing, recycling, filling, recycling valve, pressure control. 500-gallon collapsible, 5-foot length with a discharge hose, 500-gallon pump assembly, pressure control. Show the elbow coupler use. 500-gallon collapsible drum used with a supply with the isolated ground tube. The drums can also be used for storage of the fuel drum. The tow with the roll by hand and short dip of the dispensing air with a tied down cover kit with a covered cargo truck with the fuel carriers. Live for the aircraft tow with the truck with the filters, drum with a short dip of the dispensing air with the cargo truck shown in figure 2212. Page 2212, the towing and the lifting of the yoke must be used. Drum must not be towed over the show of the objects roughing of the ground. The yoke can be used with the lifting of the drum only when the drum is empty. Carried by truck collapsible drum carried with the filling site of the dispensing area 2.5 by 5-ton cargo truck on stake of the platform trip with a tie-down kit shown figure 2213, page 2213. Use secure the drums during transport. Filled 500-gallon drum weighs about 4,000 pounds. Notice here the weight limitations of the vehicle carried with aircraft filled drums can be dropped in parachute delivered by aircraft sling loaded. Also shown figure 2214, page 2213. Or transported as air cargo. Drum must not be free full air drop. The rigging procedure this is in Field Manual 10564, Tail 13C, 713C7-1 must be filed. Inspection. Serviceability of the 500-gallon collapsible drum to determine and inspect the items listed below. See with the TM 1081 10201 14P for more information. Body fabric. Check the body fabric holes and cause of the deterioration. Leave the drums used within the rubber coating only where is worn in the body fabric. Closure. Check with the front and rear of the closure ring of the cracks and leak missing cap screws. Check with the front closure plate with the strip threads and pipe, missing pipe plug, coupler, elbow valve assembly. Check with the coupler, elbow valve assembly for loose missing gaskets. Anchor stuck valve. Also check with the cracked and missing parts. Pressure control. Check with the pressure control of the body crack. Also check with the loose and missing cap screws and fittings. Cleaning the 500-gallon collapsing drums are sent with the general support manual of the repair facility. Filling. Procedure for filling a 500-gallon collapsible drum is seen in Chapter 14. Marking of a 500-gallon collapsible drum may vary between 2 to 5 inches both ends of the drum, shown in figure 2215, 2214. Putting the filling on the drum where you can use the temporary storage petroleum fuel. So the 500-gallon collapsible drum towing and lifting yoke, and then it showed the chain type tie downs of 500-gallon collapsible drums, and then it showed the high-level helicopter carrying 500-gallon collapsible drum. MoGas flammable, NATO code number to weight and with the volume of the current, flexible, flammable, Section 2, bulk petroleum containers. We'll cut the tape there. Testing.